Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel for another video on Marvel Contest of Champions. This, I think, is going to be my final grind guide of 2019, and this is all about tier 4 class catalysts and tier 4 class catalyst fragments as well as crystals, how to get the most of them in 2019. And if you already know how to get loads of these, then this guide isn't intended for you, and largely for those that are beginners to this game and also maybe understanding where's the best processes to go to get these without too much of an effort. So let's dissect this really seriously, kind of now. By now you know that a lot of content in game is either permanent stuff or it is reoccurring and stuff that comes on from month in to month out. In the story mode you'll find lots of different quests, lots of things to do, and in that you'll find things like tier 4 class catalyst crystals, for example. Completion and exploration of Act 4 and Act 5 do provide a good source of getting those tier 4 class catalysts in fully formed crystals. So it's a case you're not going to get them through fragments, it's going to be fully formed, which is great, but it is a one-off. There's also be plenty on offer as you go through Act 6, but it's not exactly the best place to get lots of reoccurring tier 4 class catalysts. As you know, there are tons of events on nowadays in game, whether or not there's some one-off kind of events that come on from time to time, some reoccurring things that are a bit kind of weird, but still are quite fun. For example, at the moment we've got bounty missions on. We've also got some other kind of little things here and there, but also we've got variant things. Unfortunately, that doesn't give tier 4 class catalysts. There are other things that I would prefer to get and grind out on a monthly basis. On a monthly basis, by doing heroic, you can get 10 tier 4 class catalyst crystals, which do help and build up over time. Unfortunately, there's nothing really on offer when it comes to the other chapters, but Master is where you start clocking up a good amount of tier 4 class catalysts. And then when you go to uncollected, it's still a good opportunity to get one fully formed tier 4 class catalyst as well. Also, when it comes to the chapters of Master, there we go, there's some on offer there, and it's all about stacking up these bad boys, which do help from time to time, especially over a monthly period. You can also do daily grinding in the daily quests. Now, whether or not you feel this is of value, it's completely up to you depending on your grind. It's not a substantial amount of tier 4 class catalysts that you pick up, but if you're really close to a champion that you want to rank up, or really close to getting that next tier 4 class catalyst fully formed, then it may be of value to wait around for the certain type of class that you want to appear and then grind it out. It may not be easy for you, but at the same time, depending on where you are in the game, it could be better than you might think. But that may not be the best solution again for you. You may feel that you need to get more in a quicker way. And basically, I would say for this is the point of joining alliances. Alliance participation is the best way to get tier 4 class catalysts a lot more easily, especially considering with the quests, it is very early on that you start gaining tier 4 class catalysts from crystals. As you go up the milestones with doing things like Alliance Quest, you go up the difficulty, you do the more difficult stuff, and it will happen, it will click together as you grow your champions, your roster and your ability. You'll be able to grow and join better alliances, which will allow you to get to better stuff. At the moment, I'm still on a gain myself to get up to better progression, and our alliance is indeed looking towards doing that, especially by doing a lot more map 6 than we normally do. And these map 6 crystals do give from time to time some really good stuff. A good chunk of tier 4 class catalyst crystal, as you can see here. The fragments do add up over time, but it's not one of those go-to things. There are other ones. As I said, tier 4 class catalyst crystal, the ones that are fragments, fragment versions, I pick up them a lot more than you might think, and this is probably from a full master run plus some others that just crept in with that, and they're just good. They're just really good. They build up over time, and you'll find that once it just clicks together, it's going to really work. And also with that alliance participation, the glory store. One of the greatest things that Kabam have ever added in is the glory store. That's in my opinion, but other people would probably say there's some other stuff that's a lot better, or maybe they won't say they've added anything good. Don't know, whatever your preference is. Either way, I love the glory store because you can pick and choose certain resources you need, and even with the addition of certain kind of lesser things, it's still handy for you as a progressing alliance to get this stuff. Getting better rosters, building up stuff is vitally important. As you can see at the far end, we've got 1,800 tier 4 class catalyst fragments that is tech related, so it's very much cases class specific, and you can pick and choose. So if you don't want to grind out in certain places, you can always just do that. And also there's the other option of spinning to win and trying to get a greater glory crystal, standard glory crystal, so these ones here that do give some good stuff from them. And the better milestone that you have when you're doing alliance quest, the better this is going to be. As you can see, we just formed a tech. I always get tech, which is always great. And if you do find that you're getting too much of one specific thing, you can go to your special section and click on one of these, and then you're able to then subtract that 3 that you may be having expiring and use it on there. I don't always recommend that because it's always good to use that on champions, especially considering you lose 3, which is a bit unfair to gain 1 back, and you could get something that you have much more of, which can be a little bit trollish and a little bit unfair to you. Also, don't forget to look out for special stores. Sometimes we have the Intel store or a store similar to that. We may even get an Infinity Dust store at some point. So either way, that is a good process in order to gain back lots of different stuff. You may then go, right, I need some resources. Oh, there's a tier 4 class catalyst crystal available. I'll buy that with whatever currency is available, and that's able to help you out. Yes, it's a chance you may or may not get something you want, but still you're fully forming quickly, and that's a good thing. Also, there is the option of selling. You can sell the lesser ones, so the tier 3 can be sold like so. And then it's a case that you get a little bit more. It's not a huge amount, but still it's enough to make you go, if I need to get to that next point, then that's fine. Also, if you find that you've got stuff expiring, so if I've got, say, more tier 3 mutant catalysts expiring, then I can sell that and then build that back in and claim it back. So it then means that we're getting a little bit more that we wouldn't normally have. And at the same time, anything expiring can be helpful. Just look at your stash and see if there's worth selling anything. Also get a bit of gold, not a huge amount, but still it adds up after a while, especially if you've got a lot in your stash. There's also a Catalyst Clash based event where you can grind out to get some sort of crystals. And yeah, it's all right, but it's not something a lot of players do pick up from time to time. I would say that you should really avoid it, maybe focus on something else, especially the milestones aren't great and what you take back from it isn't absolutely brilliant. But still, I feel that Kabam could buff that in the future, and maybe they will. Also, look out for Alliance Wars seasons, because that's another way of getting stuff. If you're in an alliance that's competitive, if you are shooting for stuff, it is still quite good. If you're in Silver 3 and upwards, you're finding you're getting loads of tier 4 class catalyst fragment crystals, and the further you go up, the more you get something completely fully formed. So there's some positives there. Also, if you want loads and loads of tier 4 class catalysts absolutely fully formed, then you could do Labyrinth for Legends. There's lots available, but it's very much a case, it's a unit drain at the moment. I maybe would say wait till a certain part in the game. An initial clear, I've done a guide on it, you can check that out, but wait for a lot longer. That's what I'm doing. I'm waiting to a point where I get a really strong rank 2 6-star champion. That's going to make this content look like a piece of piss. And then it's a case of, well, I'll get back into it and grind it out with less of a unit spend. That's really what I'm focusing on next. So what do I necessarily recommend? Well, first of all, I would recommend going and doing your event quest each month, pushing yourself each month a little bit harder to see how far you can go in. Are you ready to do uncollected yet? Yes or no? Are you ready to do master yet? Yes or no? The fact is, push yourself as far as possible and seeing what you can get rewards-wise from stuff, because you could pick up a good amount each time, and it does stack. Make sure as well you're joining in an alliance. I would say that's vitally important, especially considering you get those map crystals, which do gift a lot of tier 4 class catalysts. Maybe as well think about your grind. If you want to pick up a few more shards, or fragments even, from the dailies, then do look out for that, and the idea of going to the expert proving ground and seeing if you can pick up a little bit more. Yes, it's not a huge amount, but that's also another option if you are looking just to kind of tip yourself over to get close to the next one. And also look at your Glory Store. As I said, the Glory Store was a fantastic addition by Kabam and is something to really consider, especially considering that sometimes you'll be able to pick and choose. So if you don't fancy grinding out in questing, then you can always just pick and choose what particular one you want. Come back on a daily basis to see what's new and what's there. If you want to chance your luck at a few more shards and kind of go, right, well, I'll go for a greater glory crystal. But do bear in mind that it is an increased cost with the old glory, so maybe not be a viable option for you. Also, don't forget to log in each month, because, like, you know, tier 4 class catalyst more commonly is in there. So yeah, do look out for it. It's going to be beneficial for you as well. And there may be something as special calendars in the future. Do look out for them. There's always something about. In any case, lots of things to think about, but at the same time, you should know where your grind is and where it should be more applicable to you based on where you are in the game. If you're just starting out, you're continuing on. you're going to have something that's going to be beneficial for you, and wherever you're going to go, I'm sure you're going to excel. In any case, thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button and subscribe for more Marvel Contest of Champions based content, and maybe suggest a guide, a grind guide in the comment section below. And at the same time, yeah, follow me on social media, links in the description, and I shall catch you in the next one. Bye bye for now.